in terms of yoga and the brain is because your body and your brain work better when they're clean.
Even if it did fail, I knew I could always go back to corporate and find a job.
Teaching cafeteria workers who work so incredibly hard, teaching them about handling fresh produce, how to get more fresh produce into the schools.
You need to tell people, bring a coffee to Coffee and Crystals.
But sometimes you need an intervention. You know, you need a surgery, and that's okay. You get your surgery, and then you use all these other modalities in the Ayurveda to prevent things from coming back.
Hey guys, you stumbled upon Coffee and Crystals. I'm Katie, your motivator, your host, your hostess, and on this podcast, I am sharing a ton of information. And not only have I been highly caffeinated for a couple of years, I have knowledge of over 500 hours of yoga teacher training. I have been in the corporate world for over 15 years, so I will be your business coach. We'll talk about self-help, beauty, all things wellness and crystals. And in every episode, I am inviting you into my heart. And honestly, this adventure is pretty cool that we're going on together. We're going to meet some of my gurus, the wisdom of mentors and friends and family members. It's a good time. So stay hydrated, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let's dig into today's episode.
I am getting back into boxing, which means you guys are too. Today you're going to meet Kez, or Kerrie Christie, the co-owner and GM of Box and Burn, Santa Monica. She is a retired fighter, a boxing fitness expert. She's a one-on-one trainer, also offering a promo for all listeners. She does boxing drills, boxing strength and conditioning, mitt work. She is brilliant on social media. I love the quotes and motivation that she brings to her clients and to her Instagram. So if you're looking for just like daily motivation, if you're not in LA, then definitely make sure you follow her. Also, I think what really resonated with her story after editing and listening to it again and just connecting with her here in the studio was her grit and grace and her just ability to follow her dreams and her heart. She tells us on this episode her story of getting to America, getting to LA, and really creating her own life, her own story. And she is not done yet. This is just the beginning. I have had my first one-on-one with her, and I am just really excited to get back into the sport of boxing and just feel good and confident and just work with her more. So more to come on that. And yeah, let's get her on here. Hey guys, make sure you're following the podcast on the podcast platform that you are listening on. It is a free way to support the show. Also, I wanted you to know that Kez is offering a new client special. I'll drop the details in the show notes. This is a special that you are going to want to take advantage of because she never gives these prices. That is 2 one-on-one sessions with Kez. You're not going to want to pass this up if you are local in LA. I hope you enjoy the show. You are going to love this guest. We're going to get deep today. We get deep on the podcast.
Yeah, I love going down deep. Like,
We got Kez in the house.
wait, where's my gift bag of coffee?
Well, do you drink coffee?
I do.
Like real coffee, or are you one of those like mushroom, like all?
I'm both. You can give me a cup of dirt, and I'm like, thanks. And you can give me like fresh from the mountains, crushed by, I don't know, fresh in the mornings, and I'm like, thanks. You know.
Okay.
So I have a friend who he started his own coffee brand. I don't know the word brand, or it's a brand, but you know, so it's called Sunny Day, and his whole like ethos is like wake up, grab a coffee, go live life outside, like for the people that like to be adventurous and get up and go sort of thing. So what he does is he only launched maybe 4 months ago. He spent like a good year like really understanding how to make good quality organic coffee. He does he calls it coffee and community.
I love this.
And he just says like, hey guys, 9 a.m, drops a pin. And he's like, come meet us there. And he brings the coffee cart, and him and his business partner just make fresh coffee for everyone. You just get to know people, like make a new friend, and
I love that.
it's cool. Yeah. Funny thing is, like, it's the best coffee I've ever tasted, and I'm not just saying that because like he's my mate and it's like, oh yeah, like buy his coffee. Legit, it's the best coffee. I never realized what good coffee tasted like till I had it, because I don't
and then you
get
start
that.
to compare it.
Yeah, you don't get that jittery crash or like that weird taste. It's just like, it's like a clean wake up. And he also does matcha.
See that crystal in front of you? Pick it up.
Wait, which one? This one here?
That green one. It's called malachite. So I got that crystal, it was gifted to me by literally like a fairy woman in North Carolina. I was on a yoga retreat, and we like pulled over because we saw a little sign that said crystals, and then, you know, I was in the car, so they're like, stir! And I like went to go ask how much that crystal was, and she kind of freaked out. She was like, whoa, you picked a really powerful crystal. So I got my little crystal Bible out. We're going to educate ourselves on the malachite, because I'm going to cleanse it. It's a full moon tonight. I'm going to put it out on my balcony, let it kind of like soak in the resin of like the power of the moon, because that's a really powerful time to clean and energize crystals. So the malachite is green. That one is obviously both tumbled and raw, but it was done naturally from the mountains and the waters of North Carolina. It says here that you can find this type of crystals in the U.S., Dominican Republic, Russia, and in the Middle East. The malachite is a powerful stone, but it needs to be handled with caution. And that's what she said. She was like, whoa, it takes a special person to pick and resonate with this stone. I was like, I'm a special person. It's best used under supervision of a qualified crystal therapist.
Thank God you're here with me.
I'm available. It is toxic and should only be used if it's in its polished form. So basically it means this is one that's kind of why I told you I was going to put it out in the moon, because the knowledge that I knew about it, that if you don't clean it and take care of it, it can be actually toxic to you. So don't worry, it's clean. And it's going to get more. Avoid breathing its dust, and there's Finley, everyone. And it's an elixir, so but it helps with pollution. It helps with radiation, so anyone with cancer or somebody that's going through chemo would. It's also good to stimulate your inner world. We met back in 2018, 2017. We did a lot of events together, a lot of community, but I kind of just like want to circle back just in general. How did you get to LA? What got you into boxing? How did you even join the community of Box and Burn? Now you're the co-owner. So let's start there. How'd you get into boxing?
Cannot tell short stories, so it's good that you're here for the long version. Buckle in, get your popcorn. So I was always sporty. I was always like my sport was always like football, as in soccer. So that was my sport growing up, and boxing just always like grabbed my eye, and so never had time for boxing, never had time for another sport, right? Busy with soccer, and like I was on a team where everyone else was really good and I was on the team, so I got carried really well around, like, you know, some cool competitions. Like we went to like the women's UEFA Champions League, like legit team, and I was just like lucky that they were all great, and I just, you know, like, they carried me along sort of thing. So football was like busy, like we weren't just like recreationally on a Sunday, we were like legit winning the national title in Ireland, competing in cups in different countries, kind of just competing in little tournaments. So that had me like busy. And then boxing always grabbed me attention, never really had time, or like never put effort into it. And then, but you know, I kind of believe in like what's meant for you won't pass you, like God's got a vision for you sort of thing. And when you derail, like you get shuffled back. So it's not a funny story, but funny story.
I'm laughing already.
Me mom's got these two best mates, and one of our best mates' husband got murdered, and he was a boxer. And what we do in Ireland is when someone dies, especially like younger, whatever their thing in life is, we usually do something around that to kind of raise money for the family.
Okay.
So we did like a fight night, because he was a fighter, he was a boxer. So there was like, we were going to do a fight night. All his friends were kind of organising it. And they were like, right, we need people to fight, and we'll sell tickets, and it's all goes towards family. So, because like people will pay to see like if I organise it, I'll be like, right, I'll pair you with your friend. You guys are going to fight. All your friends will be like, oh, like let's go see that. It'd be good crack. So like, and it's in good spirits. Like, so I was like, I'll fight. I'll do it. So I jumped at the opportunity. Funny thing is, the girl I fought was also a friend of my mum's best mate, and her uncle, I don't know if you know who Steve Collins is, but like 2-time world champion boxer, tough as nails.
Okay, so my boxing listeners are gonna be like, "Whoa."
Yeah. Basically, let's think of it like this: who's a boxer you know?
Okay.
Who do you know who's in the boxing world? Do you know any?
Kevin Watson.
Okay, Kevin Watson. We'll put him to the side for now. Let's say Mike Tyson.
Okay, yeah. I've had 2 different dreams about Mike Tyson, which is so random because I've never met him.
Yeah.
Why does Mike Tyson come to my dreams?
All of a sudden, maybe because of Jake Paul stuff. He's everywhere right now.
I guess, but I don't really feel like that for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So think if Mike Tyson had a niece.
Okay.
That's who I'm fighting, right? Someone with like.
And this is when you were just
My
like
first
sort
ever,
of a good soccer player.
Yeah, exactly. An okay mediocre soccer player, right?
You're like, let's freaking go!
So the game plan was like, a bunch of people said, I think like 8 guys and then 2 girls. Oh no, 20 guys and like 2 girls. So it was me and Sinead and then a bunch of lads, and we were all paired off. So what we did was a 6-week training camp. So for 6 weeks, we trained together, and then at the end of that, we had the fight night, charity event, and then like a piss up, which is just like drinking and having fun and dancing at the end of it, sort of thing. Piss up, right? So so that was my first fight. 6 weeks in, like just like thrown in sort of thing, and like the very first like the night of the fight, very first like bell goes ding, she pops me in the nose, and my eyes streamed, and I literally just like ran away for the first round, like, but like I loved it, you know. I was just like.
It's made for you.
Yeah, and then from there, literally from that, I just went like, I just dove in head first to boxing, and it's mad because it's changed my life. It's what brought me to Los Angeles. I'll circle back to that now.
Yeah.
But after that fight,
you grew up in Ireland.
Yeah, after that fight,
okay.
I don't know how old I was then, but
like around how old?
Oh, like 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I went all in with boxing. Like, still, I trained in that club, trained in a few amateur clubs, like, found my club then, had a bunch of fights, like up until I moved here when I was 28. So what happened there was I was boxing, found my passion, found me thing, went back to school to do, like, health and fitness, get, like, a qualification in, like, personal training and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I got, on 2 weeks' notice, a guy came into our college and was like, there was also, a soccer coaching badge attached to the course I was doing.
Okay.
So, like, soccer coaching credentials. So a guy comes in to our school and is like, I need 2 female soccer coaches to go to California in 2 weeks' time. Like, it's a 6-week job. If anyone's interested, like, apply here. So, like, everyone in the class, all 30 of us applied, right? We're like, oh yeah, I want a free trip to California.
Yeah.
So I applied, got the job with another girl. Her name's Mush.
Mush.
Mush. So we came out, and Celine came out to Los Angeles, like never been, was never planning on coming out, like, for any other reason than this opportunity to come out. And I just wanted sunshine. And the minute I landed here, I was like,
this is my spot.
People live like this? Yeah. And then I felt home instantly. And then, so what happened was I was soccer coaching, and we were in a different city each week for 6 weeks. So I was in
like
Big
around
Bear.
here in Southern California? Or?
Yeah, well, I was in Big Bear, and then I was
cool.
in like Culver City.
Okay.
And then I was down in Carlsbad, and then Laguna Niguel, like everywhere.
Awful place.
I know, yeah, horrible.
You probably just hated it.
Yeah, it was like the worst. And then thankfully nowhere past Santa Barbara, so like the nice end of
Yeah.
California, SoCal.
Right.
And because I was still boxing and fighting, every town we hit, I would look for a local gym just to stay busy and get me working. And the weird thing is, I never stayed in Santa Monica. And Boxing Burn didn't have walls yet. There was still a boot camp on the beach, right?
That's right. I remember.
Yeah. So I was on the weekends we had it off, so I would like go somewhere nice. So I went to Santa Monica Beach. I remember passing the bluffs, and I remember taking a flyer, just like clocked it in my head. That was it. I didn't see anyone, didn't like talk to anyone. Like I just saw them and took a flyer. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
And then went home, back to Dublin, and like went to Facebook. Instagram wasn't really big then. Went to Facebook, found Boxing Burn and just liked them and followed them. And I think like that same week they got the Lincoln warehouse, the first building, right?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, oh, that's cool. Like, and I sent them a little congrats and anyway, short story longer, I kind of started like a friendship with the gym and Tony and Kev, and something in me just said like, I need to go work there. Never been in the building, right? Never met the guys. I need to go work there. Mm-hmm. So what I did is, I went and did every kind of like in me college course that you can do like little extensions, like so like go down a black hole of nutrition or go down a black hole of personal training or group instruction. So I went for that year. I got as many fights as I could to like build my record. I did as many courses as I could. I just worked, hid in a hole, didn't socialize, just like saved up money, saved up like build up credentials, and every like month I would like Facebook message Tony, and just like he became my pen pal unwillingly, right? And I just tell him what I was doing. I was like, I'm doing this because I'm gonna come out, and I had a flight booked. I booked a flight in August, and this is like November of the year before, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm gonna come out in August, like really love the look of the gym, like so cool, so happy for you guys. I'm a fighter. This is what I've got going on. I'd love to come work for you one day, sort of thing. That's what I said, right? Sounds.
I love this.
Yeah, and then he was like, you know, Tony, so nice. He would always respond and just be like, cool, sounds great. And then I have a fight, and I'd be like, won me fight yesterday, it was so cool.
He's like, thanks for the update.
Literally, and he's like, this girl's mental. And it's funny because he wrote a blog about like, I thought she was just like mental. And then, anyway, we'll speed forward. It's August, and I remember like, I printed out my resume, right? I took pictures where anyone had trained. I was really lucky that the boxing gym I worked in was Steve Collins, because remember, tight circle, right? Yeah. Steve Collins' brother, also a pro fighter, but also a pro trainer. Trained with Freddie Roach out in Boston. Has a gym in Dublin, right? So I became like an apprentice there. I trained there, worked there, did like fitness classes there. Anytime one of his fighters had a fight, he'd take me along, taught me everything about boxing, like knowledge you can't buy, sort of thing, right? Like took me under his wing, really did. Like, so I'd take pictures of all our training camps, like, because my goal was I'm going to go out to meet Tony and Kev, and show them my resume, and just like, wow, the eyebrows off them, you know what I mean? And then, so that's what I did. I went into Boxing Burn, like, I landed in LA, I was staying in Hermosa, drove up to Boxing Burn every day to train, and after like 3 or 4 days I worked with the Courage, and I was like they knew who I was, they remember the pen pal, right?
Yeah.
And
like, here she is.
Then I walk in, here she is. And I handed me resume, like beaming like with pride and ready for me big moment. And I'm like, can I have a job, sort of thing? And like Tony and Kerrie both kind of like, yeah, like there's no like sit down interview wearing like fancy clothes, like anything like that. Just like, here's me resume, like, can I have a job? Yeah. Oh yeah, like
we could use you.
Yeah, like literally like
that. Passion.
Yeah. And I'm like, huh? And then this is how funny it is. I don't know anything about, I know to live in America you need a visa, right?
Yes.
I do know that. And I was on a holiday visa. And I just needed a job. I knew I needed a job because then you can get sponsored, right? But I had no idea the extent of paperwork that took.
Yeah, this is good. Please tell me some details about that.
So like, it's like really hard to live in America, which is why I think loads of people do the whole marriage.
Get married thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So But I think not knowing is like it helps me. Like I have this tattoo, reckless abandon. The less I know, the better, because it's overwhelming when you realize what you're up against.
Yeah, you start to put up obstacles all around you
Yeah,
of that.
and then you start to doubt.
Yeah,
if
that's
you'll
why
do it.
kids are like fearless.
Yeah, right. So I got the you can have a job, cool beans, right? I printed out a visa application, right? Again, this will be hilarious in a second when I tell you exactly what that entails. It's like this many sheets, right? And I'm looking through it and I'm like, right, I just need Tony to
Really,
sign.
it's that much?
It's huge.
I could imagine, yeah.
Right? So I go to Tony and I'm like, here's my visa application. I can fill it all out, but I do need a signature here and here. Like, and he's just like, he's kind of like me. He's not thinking of like, oh, you're mental or like, what's that? He's just like, oh, like, there's so much to it. He goes, oh, you should take the number of the girl that done our green cards, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, cool, even better, right?
Yeah.
So he puts me in touch with his visa lawyer. Anyway.
Okay, so you need a visa lawyer.
Well.
Okay, go on.
You could probably do it yourself. It might take 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think I have a friend in New York that is still working on being able to get home. He's like stuck in New York forever.
Yeah.
No job.
Yeah. Here's the thing with visa lawyers, and the funny thing is I went on her podcast and I was like, they just know like the system and they know the loopholes and they know what they're looking for and they know the forms and they take the headache and they do it. And that's why you pay them good money.
Yeah.
Because like if you fill out something wrong, they just ignore your case. And have you ever filled out a form? It's very easy to fill out stuff wrong.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I put my name in wrong. Like, did I want my middle name there?
Yeah, I just actually technically got divorced at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
So we just weren't doing the paperwork, and
Yeah.
I ended up just having my ex do it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know this is simple, but like I don't understand
Yeah.
these fancy words.
Yeah.
So he's like, do you trust me to just do it for you? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing to take for you to take. But I just thought it was funny. Everyone's like, oh, you should be careful. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. That's good that you're in that place with like. But yeah, forms are tricky. Like, and
Yeah. It's just like the fancy wordings too.
Yeah. So then what she did is I went to her and what I had to do is build a case of why I had the job offer, which is huge, right? You can't just move here. You got to prove that I'm gonna like
Work here.
yeah, and pay taxes and not be a burden to society, right? It might be a pest to society, but not a burden.
But you're
right?
still looking us up.
So she's like, right, you need for this visa, you need 3 things. Like we need to prove why we can't hire an American for this job, right?
Oh.
It's like it's
Okay.
It's that.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
So technically my visa is called an extraordinary alien. So I'm an extraordinary alien.
Yes, you are.
Right? Yeah.
That's why I put the malachite out.
Right. So we had to prove like why I am an extraordinary person in boxing and all these boxing people in Los Angeles can't do the job I'm about to do.
Wow.
I know, yeah, I'm just like tall order, right? So I worked in a well-renowned, I don't know that word.
Well-renowned, you said
Yeah,
right.
well-renowned, established gym with names that are known in boxing. So not just I work in a gym, like their names are well-renowned, I work with that gym, boom, that's 1 box ticked. Box number 2 was, I had won a few tournaments, whatever, in Dublin. And then box number 3 was, we had a very loose box number 3. We had it, but it didn't appear as strong as it was, which was, I became Ireland's first female licensed pro boxing coach. Not pro boxer. Kate Taylor was Kate Taylor was the second pro female fighter.
Okay.
Because people sometimes confuse that. I was the first female fighter. It's like, no. There's been 2 pro, well, there's a few more now, but when I got my thing, there was only 2 pro female fighters in Ireland.
Okay.
So if I would have gone pro, it would have been number 3. But that's not like number 1 sort of thing. But I was the first female pro licensed boxing trainer.
Okay.
So that was like box number 3.
And on your Instagram, it says 1-1.
Oh, that's
1-1. What does that mean?
That's like 1-to-1 personal training.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
she does 1-on-1 personal training, everyone.
So yeah, that was like box number 3. But what happened is they didn't have enough proof for box number 3, or they didn't like box number 3 is proof enough. So I applied in, like we filed in November of 2013. No, 2014. No, 2013. 2013, November, we filed.
Okay.
April of 2014, they came back and said, it's called an RFE, request for further evidence. So they were like, yeah, you look all right, but we need more. So it's not a no, but it's not a yeah.
Okay.
Right?
We'll take that.
And here's me like, I'm moving to America, got me stick with me bag on the back. I'm like, yeah, just waiting at the border sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that happened, and I was like I was literally waiting to move. That was 6 months, and I'm waiting for the yeah, and I get give us more.
Where do you wait for it? Does it come in the mail? Does it come
Okay. Yeah, and you're not allowed in or out the country at the same time. Well, it goes to your lawyer's inbox, and she lets you know.
Gotcha.
Right. So we get the RFE, and I'm like, at this, like, I'd done everything I could do, sort of thing. I didn't have any more like hidden accolades in my pocket, sort of thing. Right?
Yeah.
So she's like, right, we need to beef up this 3rd box, and I was like, all right. And so they give you a time period to add it on. So we added it on, and then we wait again. And August, we get another request for more evidence. So it's like again, I know I don't have more, and I'm waiting for this yeah, and I'm like, well, are they going to give me a no? So got the 2nd RFE in August, and then we sent it in, and then December, so it's been just over a year, it's been 13 months, it's Christmas Eve, right? It's December 20th, I'll never forget. It's December 20th, and I'm just waiting every morning, I'm on my inbox, waiting for my visa lawyer to email me, and I get an email, and it's a denial.
No!
And I'm just like, crushed, right? And short story longer, so I'm crushed. She's like, this is bullshit, because she knows she won't take a case she can't do, right?
Right, okay.
And she knows she's submitted A, B, and C.
Someone fighting for you.
I literally, she was in my corner, and she was like, hell no, right? So I'm like, white flag, here you go, white towel, whatever it is, white towel. And she's like, no, we submitted A, B, and C. Like, no. She's like, you have 3, you're good. So she was like fuming, and I was just like heartbroken, right? And it's Christmas, and I was like, I thought I was about to have the best Christmas ever. I literally was about to have the worst Christmas ever. So I said to myself, I was like, right. In my head, I was like, it's not happening. You're not moving to Los Angeles. This dream you've been visualizing for like the last year, not on. You just have to get used to living here. This is your home. You're going to be happy. And I spent 2 weeks trying to be like, all right, here I go. This is my life now, right?
Yeah.
And like after 2 weeks, I was like, nah, like I'm not meant to be here doing this. And I don't know if I should say this. I will, or maybe we'll cut it. I don't know. But I was like, I said it to me mom, and I remember because she'd been kind of with me the whole way. Like she knew why I was trying to move. She was supportive.
Okay.
And I was like, Mom, I can't stay here. I need to go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get married. I can't. Like I'm meant to be in America. And she was like, do it. She's like, she saw me the last year. So then I came up with a new game plan. Right, get there. 3-month visa for holiday.
Get married.
Get married. Boom. Lights back on. Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of like booked a flight. I planned everything out. Booked the flight, and I was moving on May 4th. That's just the date I picked, right? And little did I know, Candice, that's my visa, she appealed my thing and didn't really tell me.
Oh, okay. So she probably was like, she's been through enough hope.
Yeah, but she did say like, hey, have you got anything at all? And I was like, nah, like that's everything, like no. But what did happen is the physical license, like a driver's license for my boxing pro license thing, did come in the mail. But I never had it before. I just had proof that I had it.
Gotcha.
So I actually had a license now with a picture on it and my name and And I had I did have newspaper articles about me saying she's Ireland's first.
PR.
Right, I had PR, right? PR was booming. So she took that and appealed it. And I didn't really know that was happening. Anyway.
You're off to go get married.
Yeah. Picking out my dress, right? One day in April.
You're available.
I get an email from Candace, and I see, and what used to happen was with the time difference, it would always be like, I'd wake up at like 6 or 7, and I'd have an email from like 4 a.m., which was her night time, and she'd send me an email. So I wake up and there was an email in my inbox, and all I could see was congratulations and like exclamation marks. And like, so it's like 6 a.m. and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I open it, and it's like basically like bells and whistles, you got your visa, you're approved, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, oh my God, right? And then like, best news ever. And then she's like, right, you got to do A, B, and C. You got to go to the embassy, have this quick little interview, get your passport stamped with a visa, and you're good. You're good to go. You're ready. You got everything you want. And I'm like, that's in like, I've got a flight booked in 2 weeks' time. I've told Tony I'm moving over in 2 weeks' time. So now I've got this crunch, and I don't think I know if I could have rebooked a flight, but at the same time, like, I used to earn $180 a week. So my flight to Los Angeles was about $1,000.
Yeah.
So for me to like just rebook a flight and pay, like,
I don't think that was really a thing to be able to do that until like COVID hit.
Yeah,
like, you didn't really
and I didn't have
flights,
any.
You lost
like,
money.
Yeah, and I was saving my ass off, $180 a week saving.
Yeah.
To give myself a launch pad here, right? Which is like, anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So I didn't have much money, and I couldn't like redo anything. So the minute I got that email, I was like, right, I need to send this form in to the embassy. I need to pray that the embassy send me my interview date pronto, go to the interview, give them my passport, and then I have to hope that the passport comes in the mail quick enough before my flight to Los Angeles to restart my life, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it
The
did.
Amazing Race.
It did.
That is awesome.
Like to a hair. But what I did is I actually moved here on the 1st of May. Sorry, my flight was for the 1st of May, and my first day at because that was a Friday. My first day at Boxing Burn was going to be the Monday, the 4th.
Oh my God.
So I got lucky.
It's so cool that you remember all the dates.
Yeah, I'm like a date person. But I'll tell you something wild as well. So I got everything like, I think I got my passport 2 days before with my visa, 2 days before my flight was due. So talk about meant to be, right?
That is very meant to be.
So someone said this to me one day. She goes, and she doesn't know me very well. She's just like, she's into stories and stuff like that. So I was born on February 13th, 1987, right? Mm-hmm. So if you take like the 2 and the 13, that equals 15. And then if you get the 87, 8 plus 7 is 15.
Yeah.
So you got 15, 15, right? Mm-hmm. Then, the day I moved here, which wasn't planned other than like, I just picked
it was
the day.
like a hustle.
Yeah. 1st of May, 1/5, 15. 2015, wow. 15. So my birth date can add up to the day I moved here. Like, meant to be.
Wow.
None of it was planned. I didn't say, I'll move on the 1st of May because it's 1/5, on the 2015 because it's 1/5. And someone told me that like 4 years later.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's just the only thing I can like really think to resonate with that is Coffee and Crystals, the marketing today. I took a picture of my number at the coffee shop this morning down the street, Soul.
Yeah.
Love that place.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm the type of girl that believes in like the spirituality of like the numbers you see. And then you're like an hour later telling me about this number.
Big time numbers.
Like the numerology of things. There's just so many signs that the universe sends us that you have to be aware of and pay attention. And then you start to like see the signs. And then it's a reminder that you're aligned. Yeah,
big time.
Yeah,
big time.
I also remember like in this cycle that I'm in, my like, I guess like a surrogate mother type figure in my life. She told me like sometimes the universe messes with you and tries to get you to give up, and then when you make it cross that finish line, that's when like your story just worked out for you and you got the passport. Because sometimes like Americans will wait 6 months to get their new passport.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it almost sounds like that. The universe tested you, kept saying no. It's almost like was seeing if you were going to give up.
Yeah.
And then you didn't. And
Yeah.
it was like, okay.
Yeah,
here you
yeah, like
go.
psych, right?
Welcome to LA.
That's exactly kind of like, I think like that is, anyway, you know what I mean? Because like, I was like, no, I'm going regardless. But like, again, no idea how hard that route is. I know people that have done that, and like, that's no joke. Like, doing the marriage thing, it's like, didn't realize how hard a visa was going to be, or like that I needed a lawyer, and like, thankfully I got that, because like, being undocumented here does not sound fun anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like,
You want to be undocumented.
yeah.
My one-on-one with Kez was so fun. It was hard, but it was fun. But I definitely had to prepare with my 3 favorite supplements. I was really consistent with these 3 things when I was training for the LA Marathon, so I'm making sure that it's part of my diet in between yoga and boxing. The sport collagen, really the benefits are everything. My joints, my recovery time, my energy. This is a must-have. So the link for the Modere Sport Collagen in the show notes will give you a $10 off coupon code to try. I love this electrolyte flavor from Body Health. It is so good, sugar-free, non-GMO. It also has 8 essential amino acids in it. You gotta try this stuff. And then lastly, also from Body Health, is my greens. I put a scoop of this into water. It's the first thing I do when I wake up after a cup of hydration. It's bomb. All the links are in the show notes. I sort of talked off camera with you a little bit about just a lot of the pain and difficulty I've been going through in the last year. And I just felt like boxing always resonated with me because it really helped me with like pent up anger. It's an activity that anytime I would come to Box and Burn, it was actually really hard for me to get there.
Yeah.
Maybe your clients tell you this, you can shed some light on that, but it seems like a scary thing to me. It's like when you shared your story about like, I'll do it, like, it was like, I knew I would have fun. So that's what would always get me there. But it was like, I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's like the soft fairy yoga girl in me that's like, oh, do I really want to put all that aggression on my body today? Like, it's a scary thing. But it's also something that once I was done, like you feel really empowered, confident, strong, like don't mess with me. You can. So I was excited to kind of like just get you back in my orbit, get back into boxing, because I think mentally and emotionally I need that. So is that something that like your clients resonate with, you resonate with? Like, do people come more for like obviously the physical, but is it something that people go to help their mental state or emotionally?
Honestly, we kind of see people from all walks, which makes it really cool. And yeah, like, so, like, short answer, yeah, but like also, like, because yeah, you have someone like me that's like, yeah, I'll do that. But like, typically I love aggressive workouts, meaning like I want to, like, I enjoy strength training. It's heavy, it's like, it's hard, right? I really don't, no offense, I don't enjoy yoga.
Yeah.
Because it's not aggressive. But I need to balance my life out. Because if I'm just like playing drums, hitting stuff, boxing, hitting stuff, like weights, like moving like heavy stuff, and like I need something that's zen. Otherwise I'm just going to stay like...
I always describe it to my clients as everyone, no matter who you are, needs the yin and the yang.
Exactly, yeah. So you see people that come from like they're typically into a certain way of training, like big yoga people, and they need that outlet that boxing gives you, just from purely a training point, right? But then you do also get people that have like I know a lot of therapists, like, as friends, and they all recommend boxing.
Okay.
As like because number one, you're exercising, so you're getting the endorphins, you're taking care of your body, things like that. But number two, like everything you said, when you hit something in a safe, controlled environment, you do feel like empowered. You do feel confident. Your self-esteem grows. Like you don't leave the gym thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna punch the head off this guy. But you just walk different, knowing like, right, if anyone messes, like, you know, at least I'll swing and give it a hard time.
Yeah, at least you have
like,
some technique.
Yeah. So yeah, you do see a lot of people. Everyone's intimidated by it. Like,
okay, I guess that's something good to remember.
Yeah, like 9 out of 10 people are like super intimidated coming in.
Okay, so you're used to people like being all awkward and weird. Because I've trained with you before, and I feel like, you know, you're like so fun and goofy and silly, but like in the ring, you're like, no, come on, Katie, like let's go, like give it to me, like no, this is not where you joke. Yeah, and I can resonate with that because that's actually how I was taught as a yoga instructor. My teacher studied with Iyengar directly. Yeah, I don't know if you know who that is. Basically, he is the guy that created yoga props and, you know, brought that into the Western world of like using props for yoga. Like he was the guy that created a yoga mat and knew that all bodies were different and that you're going to need props, and that doesn't make it a bad thing. That actually helps you with yoga. But she was very strict. You couldn't even have your water bottle in a certain place next to your mat. So I thought that was something cool that I feel like Box and Burn is a fun, really high energy, like really like community based place, but you guys mean business when you're in there.
Well, like something we really pride ourselves on is like so Tony and Kevin founded the gym.
I did know that, but earlier I called you the founder. But you were just kind of always the mascot from the beginning in my head.
Well, like I literally moved here. My visa says like Box and Burn because it was a sponsored visa, right? So my visa literally says Box and Burn. So I have like a one-way ticket to Box and Burn. So I've been there since the start, and then I did get a chance to become co-owner like 2 years ago. So like it was just kind of like a nice evolution. But yeah, like we were founded by Tony, Olympic medalist, pro fighter, Kevin, who like has had fights as well, but he's like strength conditioning, like. He's the guy in the gym that has like the degree from college sort of thing. Yeah. So he knows.
Such a stand-up guy.
Yeah, right? So you've got like guys that really know boxing and really know fitness. Like, and we want you to learn how to box and look legit. Not just throw arms.
Yeah.
We want you to look legit. So we're fun. We're fun and we're a workout, but like we'll actually make sure that you look good too and you're throwing right, so that you feel good. So it's cool that you recognize that, because like right, once we're in the ring, like like we're here to work, like we'll have fun, but like don't piss around either, like, you know?
I remember like a long time ago me like putting a story up of like me being goofy and like you saw it later, you're like, oh my god, that's really funny, but when did you take that?
Was that when you were maybe working on the bag?
I think that was the joke, when your coach isn't looking, and I was like dancing in the background.
Like tagging me like I'm not going to see you later. All right. Yeah.
That's awesome. So how did you get the opportunity to be a co-owner of the business? Where was that step? You just...
Well, I think what happened is my dedication, my passion, and my I'm all in was visible, because I moved here to be part of the team sort of thing. And, you know, like you get to know each other more than just as a employer or one of your trainers. They knew I was always hungry to like, I want Box and Burn global, you know what I mean? So
let's talk about that. Is that part of the docket? Is that part of the goals?
Yeah, big time. Like we want to put one everywhere. Like, you know, we want one everywhere. So they were like, right, Kez she doesn't want to just be a trainer. She wants more. Like they want to grow too. So what actually happened is I was coming in as co-owner, and we signed a lease in West Hollywood. This is pre-COVID, right? So I'm like,
I got so excited. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I know, I should say that first. So I'm buzzing because I like me dream of being an owner of Box and Burn with Kevin, Tony, who are like brothers to me, and we've signed a lease in West Hollywood. Like life is great, and so the thing is, we're not backed by anyone with millions of dollars.
Right.
We are backed by ourselves. So getting a permit in Los Angeles is not easy, and any lease we sign, we kind of get contingencies to say, you know, if there's no movement from the city within a month, we have to pull out because we don't just have money to spend on rent with the building we can't operate.
Yeah.
So we had to pull out of West Hollywood because permits weren't moving anywhere. So that our dreams crushed, right?
Yeah.
And then a few years later it happens again, right? We're back in. Well, COVID happened, and a few years later,
everyone's dreams were crushed.
Yeah, everyone's businesses were closing. So the game plan was, right, we're back in business. Kes still wants to be an owner. We're going to the valley. We're going to Woodland Hills, right?
Okay.
That's why I moved to Encino. Found a unit, signed a lease, contingency plan in place. Same thing. CE issues, landlords.
It's not easy around here.
Nah. So we had to pull out. Dreams crushed. But what's meant for you won't pass you. It wasn't meant to happen that way. And God's master plan there is
keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
It's like when it's a no, it's like, okay, not yet.
Yeah. So then what happened is the Lincoln building was getting crushed. And we had to move. Tony had not focuses somewhere else, but the two of them were really, really busy. And there was kind of a chance, let's move Santa Monica down the road. Let's bring Kez in as a co-owner on Santa Monica. And then, so now me and Kev run Santa Monica. Tony's still an owner, but he doesn't have to worry about doing any work as such.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out perfect space for me to slot in there. Mm-hmm. Tony's still involved. Me and Kev are trying to build the franchise model out. And then Tony's already kind of built out the licensing model.
Okay.
Right? So, and that's what he's kind of more passionate about now, is because he's traveling the world with his family. Doesn't live anywhere. Proper nomad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which he wanted, and being an owner of a gym, he couldn't really do that. But it worked out well because I was I'm here now, let's roll.
Yeah.
So he's been making connections all over the world, literally any country he goes to. People know him, right? Mm-hmm. So he's been striking up relationships, and struck up a relationship with a guy in Dubai who happens to own 15 gyms. And now we put Box and Burn in gyms in Dubai.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I was in Dubai 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god,
did you not know that?
I did not know that.
Okay. So,
so you were helping just get the vibe?
Working,
or what were you doing?
Working. So Tony flew from Bali to Dubai. I flew from LA to Dubai. We installed. So installed means train the trainers how to teach box and burn classes. The physical logistics of you need an area with this many bags, you need this much equipment. So you've been a while since you've taken our classes where everything's on TVs now, on screens. Kind of like F45 is.
Okay.
So
I think it had started that the last time it came through.
So we still have trainers there, we still have mitt work happening, but
right,
we
but
have
you
the
can
screen.
look up visual. It's helpful for someone like me a little.
Exactly, yeah. But everyone, what are we doing? And I'm I'm glad I didn't give you a demonstration.
When you're new,
Yeah. So and all that's on a laptop on a back end. So we went there, showed the staff how to use the back end, how to use the classes, how to teach the classes, the principles and core values of box and burn itself. And then the management were right, you need a section, it needs bags, you need its own speakers, you need to be able to use a headset. It's not here's a bit of box and burn, do you want with it? It's your standard has to match our standard because this is us, this is our name. You're putting our name in your gym, sort of thing. So it was cool. It was we did that for a week, and the gym is so cool. It's so impressive the facilities they have there. But the whole team are on board. They've built out their little section. They've got box and burn on the screens. They've got the trainers know exactly how to train, how we would do it. So we've put box and burn classes. We've licensed it out into 3 gyms in Dubai.
This is so neat.
Yeah.
As I was having a conversation with someone last night, I just popped up to have dinner around the corner, and I was telling this person that I had an interview, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to end up winging it because we both were just so busy.
Yeah.
It's I kind of know what I want to ask her, but, and he kind of stopped me, and he's just well, it's just funny because I was oh, and she grew up in Ireland. He's well, maybe you can just maybe focus on more of what your message truly is and what you're trying to get out, and you're already
in West Hollywood doing your studio in LA, which is like the belly button of the world. Sometimes when we live here, we forget it. I mean, you have a whole story to get here. I feel like I kind of just landed here, so you forget. It's like, no, wait, I live in Los Angeles. Like, this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And he's like, how can you think of like your message getting to other countries and start building more global, because you're already coming from LA? And I was like, wasn't expecting that advice.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of a good message. And when you're thinking abundance and building businesses, that is thinking bigger. It's like, yeah, we want to grow in LA, but how are we going to grow globally? And that's just so cool that that's like what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
But I think another message that you've had is sometimes when people are very successful and have it going on, like you, people I have on my podcast, there's such a hustle story behind it. Like, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't get all this done without being that squeaky wheel. And
I'll be honest, I don't think A, I work hard enough, and B, I'm anywhere where I want to be. So like, I look at my age, I turned 37 like a few weeks ago in February, and I'm like, I feel like a baby in a good way. I see so many years ahead of me to like really put the foot down and go.
so what does like a day, a week look like for you? Because it just seems like you're always going. Like this morning, it was like 5 a.m. start, which you're probably even up earlier because I think you were posting about your breakfast at 5 a.m. So what does that look like? How do you stay motivated to like get all these things done and to think that you have to do more?
Honestly, like I'm just like anyone else. Like last year for me was a pretty dark year. I just don't tell anyone about it. Like not that I'm trying to be only the best bits on Instagram. It's just like, that's just typically how I am, pretty private with, like my Instagram, I treat it like a business card. So I'm trying to promote me as a boxing trainer with my boxing gym, with my, anything boxing related. So my emotional struggles aren't boxing related. So I don't need to like tell the world about them, sort of thing. Same as if something great happens in my life, if it's not within boxing, like, because if I meet a potential new like gym that wants to license us or franchise us, or just someone that wants to train with me, and they go to my Instagram, I want them to be like, oh yeah, that's a trainer for me because I like that type of training. Oh, that's cool. Not be confused with things that are like, oh, she was out with her friends on the weekend. Like, you know, don't want to mix too much personal in.
Yeah.
I'll put some stuff in the stories because I want people to know who I am as a person.
Yeah, like your lifestyle.
Yeah, but like not everyday things or like, you know, like how I'm feeling.
Just keep it to your business.
Yeah, that's my business card. And then I have me friends and me community. Like in the gym itself, like there'd be times where I couldn't train me clients because I couldn't get out of bed. And I would text them and I would tell them exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't need to treat them like a business card.
Yeah.
But my Instagram...
That's where you get the trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of like a good marketing for anyone listening. I do a lot of UGC and social media for businesses and for people who are trying to build their business. And just looking at Instagram just like that. And sometimes what you think you're sharing in the moment is like, sometimes when you sleep on it, you realize that actually has no purpose, and it's not like going to up level your business, it's not going to make you money, then it just shouldn't be on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Coffee and Crystals, we talk about emotions and stuff, so I do share a lot of what I'm going on, but I can see why that's just completely different, because this is a place where we talk about purpose and we talk about mental health, but there was an element that I even felt like I was like, okay, I'm oversharing, because how is anyone gonna, think of me as like this balanced yoga instructor if I share too much of like what
do you know what? I think people will end up respecting you more when they're like, oh, she's real and she's human.
Yeah.
Because like any client I text, and I was like, you know what, like I told them exactly where I was at, and it was like not just 1 or 2 sessions, it was kind of like a few months it was kind of happening, and they've been there. They just appreciate the transparency. And I would try to arrange like a trainer to cover for me, or like, they had a busy life, they were like, that's all right, like it's not the end of the world. And it wasn't like I would see them, not see them, see them, not see them. So it wasn't like a 4-month gap. It was just 4 months of maybe not as consistent as I would like it to be, but that's what happens. Like sometimes that just happens in life. So
yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
And talking about it and just like it's a point of release as well, because if you're trying to hide it from others, you're probably trying to hide it from yourself, which prolongs the healing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
how do you get up so early all the time? I struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah.
If I don't have to be somewhere, and then afterwards I struggle with so much guilt, like, I should have just gotten up earlier. Like it seems to me like when you're a trainer and like when you're in the lifestyle that you're in, you have to be up so early all the time. So how do you prepare for that?
Yeah and no, because like you could be a trainer that's like, right, I'll only see people in the evenings and only teach classes in the evenings. But yeah, in Los Angeles, typically people like to get up and go out early. I think honestly, part habit, part personality. Like I was not always a morning person as such, but I was a boxer and I knew I had to get up, have a black coffee, go for a run by 5-6 a.m. That's just how boxers do it. Like that's just like the routine.
Black coffee.
Yeah. The habit was
pre-workout?
No, like I'll get my cappuccino, sit on the couch, like black coffee.
See, that's me. I gotta do my morning journaling.
Yeah. So my thing was like nowadays, it's way different, obviously, but like that built a habit in me to get up, no matter what, get up and do what you need to do, and then you start to enjoy that. And now I love getting up early, and so my thing is right now, I'll head to the gym at either 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. because like. No texts have come in, no emails are in there. My brain's not like, I'm not thinking about work. If I train at 11, 12, 1 or 2, like emails and texts and tasks are already in there. So I'll be like, I could be doing bicep curls thinking like thinking about work, replying to an email in my head, I'll just reply to it now. So I get so distracted. Yeah. So like, that's my time to be like free, So
Yeah, I feel like if I miss my morning time to myself, it really can make or break out your day.
That's it. It's your time to yourself. Set yourself up.
And you miss enough of those, like there goes a week, there goes a month.
Yeah.
I got really sick this last month. I was training for the LA Marathon.
Yeah.
Which something I resonated with is like I started to really crave the long runs and the early morning runs because I just hadn't been running. And I like hated it in the beginning, but then it was something I was craving. Unfortunately, I ended up getting some sort of internal flu that took me out of the race. But I think that it was it was about the journey for me. So I've like let go that I wasn't able to actually do the race.
Yeah.
But I feel like it re-inspired the need to kind of like get going and you have to pet him and give yourself that time to move your body.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I just felt like I got to do so much more from getting up early and working out.
Yeah.
Like my whole day was more productive.
Yeah.
And it was like 11 a.m. when like work would start and I felt like I would live 2 days in one.
You've already accomplished so much and like, it's not even 10. Like,
yes, I love that feeling. That's like my favorite feeling.
Yeah. That's the same with me. Like, and sometimes you need to hit a wall and crash and burn a bit to remember, like, because, in 3 weeks' time, I'll be like, the alarm will go off, I'll be like, I'm tired, and I might stay in bed and not train. Sometimes you need to have, like, that day, and I'll feel like, gunk all day or whatever, and I'll probably eat shit, M&Ms and all that. And I'll be like, no, I enjoy getting up early and feeling good and healthy. So, like, you have to have those days to remind yourself, like, that's how
I felt this month.
Yeah, exactly.
I could not wait to get back to the gym.
Yeah.
Like I was just back for the first time this morning. I have not been there and it was almost a month.
Yeah.
So it's like I was like starting to walk this week, but I was that sick. I haven't been that sick and I can't even remember the last time I was that sick.
There's some nasty stuff going around. Like I
got it.
Yeah.
I mean, even the meds, and I don't usually take meds because I'm one of those hippie people like echinacea. Like I don't need like real antibiotics, but I wasn't getting better. So
I'm kind of like that. I'm learning to not use like medication. Like I'm learning so much from like your body if you feed it right. Like plants and nutrients can heal a lot.
Yeah. It's true, and we learned that. I learned that in yoga school with Ayurvedic, and the different symptoms that come up. You can literally eat different foods to balance that out. Food and herbs and all of that can be medicine. Like,
Yeah.
let food be thy medicine.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Socrates says? He really wants to play with you.
My
You're a dog person, though. You have
Oh,
dogs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Dogs are the best. Dogs are the best.
So do you meal prep, or what does your health look like as far as nutrition?
I do, but I also enjoy. I don't like meal. Like, there's levels of meal prep, right? Like, I've done the crazy ones where you pack, like back in the boxing days. Like, I would make 10 chicken breasts, this giant pot of broccoli, this giant pot of rice, and then like portion out 12 lunch boxes. Like I don't do that anymore. I just cook up like every 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
I just cook up a big bunch of like meat, so the meat is taken care of, the protein is taken care of.
Because that always takes the longest.
Yeah, exactly. You got to think more about it. And then same with like veggies and some type of like carbohydrate. Or sometimes I don't worry about that because I'm like, oh, I've got toast, so I'll have that. Or like I kind of know what I want to eat, and I eat similar things.
Yeah.
So I just every 3 to 4 days just cook up a bunch of it, so that when I get home and I'm hungry, it's like, right, quickly microwave these two things rather than like, oh, I've got to cook something. What will I have? I've got chicken.
Yeah, make it easy for you so you can make good choices.
Yeah, although I do need to say, like, my girlfriend is like such a good cook, and like she's a nutritionist studying to be a dietitian, like knows so much about nutrition.
I love
makes
that.
the best food. Like,
we're gonna have to have her on the show.
like, yeah, she's so like talking about medication. I took an allergy pill the other day. She's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, just me allergy pill. She's like, nah, you don't need that. And I'm like, oh, like, I get real bad mosquito bite. Like, they're huge. Like, you'll have to deal with them if I don't have my allergy pills. And she's like, nah, like, we'll figure out a way that your body can.
I love that.
So, like, we're trying to do that now. And
I mean, I am actually, like, I love that.
yeah.
So,
yeah, she's like when I went to Dubai, she made me this, like, kit for, like, right, you're going to feel like shit because you're in a tin can for 16 hours, like different atmospheres and all that. So she made me like a anti jet lag kind of kit, and it was like the week before I went,
like herbs and stuff.
Kind of like the week before I went, she made turmeric ginger tea just by boiling it, spices. It's like, drink that every day, like build up your immunity. And then she would give me, like, she's like, you're gonna need vitamin C, vitamin blah blah blah, A B C D E, like everything she knew I would need, because she's like, the minute you land, you're like banging to work the next day, and I know you want to be sharp. So she's like, eat this, because when you eat that, the energy will release in 12 hours, where if you eat that, it's going to release straight away. You need that. Like, she's calculating everything, and she just tells me exactly, like, how I need to plan my, like, food out. And it's not, like, overwhelming. So it's just, like, find a banana and eat that, because that'll give you what you need. Or, like, try eat some protein and some fats this time, because it'll be better for that. So it's not, like, eat this exact recipe and cook it yourself. It's just, like, eat this type of food, eat that type of food. And I struggle with, like all of us, like really bad inflammation from just eating far too much, like M&Ms.
Yeah, they say that there's like 3 main causes of like Americans getting cancer, and inflammation's one of them.
Yeah, and it's from just like a poor diet.
Yeah.
So she's like, she's cool because she knows I love chocolate, so she basically makes me
cacao.
Yeah, like she makes them taste like better than a Snickers. So now I don't want to eat a Snickers.
Well, once you have good quality chocolate, you get used to the right stuff.
Exactly. You know? She made Rice Krispie treats out of 3 ingredients. I don't know if I'm giving away secret ingredients. Honey, protein powder. So she made protein Rice Krispie treats. Protein powder, honey, and Rice Krispies that only have 2 ingredients, which is like whatever a Rice Krispie is without all the chemicals attached to it that you buy like Kellogg's, like not like that, like proper organic, homemade sort of corn.
Yeah, and honey's very medicinal.
Yeah, she made that, scrunched it together, Rice Krispie treats.
Yum.
Without all the like sugar.
We should have brought those.
I know, yeah. Where are they?
We need those right now.
I know. I should have brought them actually. Having someone like that is huge. But if I didn't have her, I'd still be meal prepping a lot myself anyway.
Yeah.
Because it set yourself up for success.
It's something definitely, as you know, training for the LA Marathon.
Yeah.
That was just so noticeable. How I was eating.
Yeah.
And then when I would be on my long runs, or sometimes even the short runs, you feel it, obviously.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, I'm not having that for breakfast again. Like towards
Yeah,
the training,
yeah.
I was like altering stuff that like was healthy because I eat pretty healthy. Every once in a while, when I used to be traveling a lot, I would
Yeah.
like not do such a good job, even though I knew better.
Yeah.
But like I was choosing things that were healthy, but I would still see how my body was performing, and I would
Yeah.
have to alter it.
But that's like smart because not many people will tune into that.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like, oh, this is healthy because the world says it is.
Right.
This
And I was
salad,
like,
that's
no,
what I'm
I
putting
need
in it.
this.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. No, I need fuel. That's good fuel. And like,
And protein.
yeah.
Protein.
So much protein.
Yeah, there was such an era of like being around all these yogis that were vegan, and I could like resonate with the whys and people
Yeah.
like who love animals.
Yeah.
But then just once I started really learning about protein intake, and just when I'm in the gym and like how important that is.
Yeah.
You're a protein gal.
Oh, big time. Like, I love animal. Like, I wish I could be vegan, but I know I have no clue how to get that same amount of protein in. I know my diet would fall to shit if I was vegan.
Yeah.
And I'm not prepared to like put that work in.
Right.
But at
It's
the
a
same
lot of work.
time,
It's science to get the right amount.
yeah. But at the same time, the food chain is kind of like, you're not made to be vegan.
Yeah.
So I'll just try buy from like brands that are like right.
That are treating them right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know what? Like, the animal kingdom is taking care. Like, I could save this cow, but like this other lion is gonna eat it anyway. Like, you know, like you can
Do what you
that.
can.
Yeah, but like Mother Nature's gonna eat it somehow. So it's kind of
Right.
like, I just make sure I don't support brands that are like doing horrible stuff. You know.
Yeah. It's a good
Yeah, big into protein. Typically, I would just worry about hitting the protein target, and then just get the veggies in, get the carbs in, and it all kind of falls right into the fall.
Yeah.
But
Good
yeah,
tip.
yeah,
Tweetable moment.
treatable. Yeah.
So we kind of talked about the goals of Dubai and everything, but what else are you working on? Like, what's the back half of the year look like for you? How can I support you? What's going on at the gym?
Yeah. So obviously, box and burn is a huge part of me and my goals, like 99.9%. So just getting the name out there. We do have huge goals to franchise the business out. We do have huge goals that are already in motion with licensing it out. Doing a lot of personal training. I absolutely love just that one-to-one banter with people. So if anyone wants to learn how to box,
She's
give me
your
a
girl.
shout. And then honestly, like, you know, when you have your passion, so you know what your passion is, and then you just try to find different avenues with it. Like I've always loved designing merch, so like made this, so like have a little
Oh, I
online
love that
store.
you brought that up.
Yeah, didn't wear it on purpose.
I used to have one. I need to bring one
Yeah,
out.
you need one.
Yeah.
I'll give you the website.
Okay.
So yeah, doing like my creative outlet with merch, and again, passion for not it's not paying my bills, but it's paying like my happy bills, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
trying.
sacral chakra, we call it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to like. I enjoy the educational side of content, like breaking down a jab, why we throw it, how to throw it. So I do want to make more content. Build
I
it.
love your Instagram for that stuff. I
Yeah.
actually had it on my notes.
Yeah.
Bring
So
that up.
do that. Do it more consistently. I do have a YouTube, but I'm not consistent with it.
Yeah.
So like doing more there.
I can help with that.
Yeah. Do you know anyone that can help you? Are you
Well,
available?
I mean, yeah, I'm available, you know?
Yeah, being like
TKW,
on that.
PR
Definitely.
Media.
TKW.
Well, it stands for the Katie Way.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
people who don't know me, kind
Yeah.
of like you were saying with your business card,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound as humble unless you know me, that I'm not like that, you know?
Yeah,
It's like when
yeah.
I start telling people that, you know, my LLC, my business is the Katie Way.
Yeah.
So I would shorten it to TKW.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. No, I will ask for your help on that because, like, I have it all up here. I just need to be better about.
Yeah,
Getting
just
it
like
out.
the management of it. It's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
it is. It really is.
Yeah, you said something on like a quote. I like that you do a lot of technical and like you're educating on just technique, which was always hard for me.
Yeah.
Going there, it's like left, right. Like my brain. It takes a lot of like muscle memory.
It does. Yeah.
And then I really like your quotes that you put. Like I wrote down this one: if you're worried about the cost of getting started, you should be worried about the price of staying where you're at.
Yeah.
Like you do really good like nuggets
Yeah.
to get people thinking.
Yeah.
I think that's helpful. That goes with like the mentality of boxing.
Big time, yeah.
And do you have fun like creating that? I know that's like fun for me at Coffee and Crystals, like picking the quote.
Yeah, big time. I love like that stuff, you know. Sometimes it's like you got to prioritize what pays your bills and like managing the gym with the like you've got trainers, clients, members. You got to take care of them first.
Yeah.
So like,
what do you have time for?
Yeah, like growing Instagram, I would love to have like a day where there's just like that's just my Instagram day where I just make content.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like there's probably 1 or 2 clients I got to see. There's definitely emails I got to tend to, and that has to come first. Mm-hmm. And then I also use that as an excuse. So I'm like, I got to do that because like you know you got to hold yourself accountable. So I'm trying to be better about.
But that's smart. That's part of being a co-owner. You do have to constantly be prioritizing.
Yeah, definitely. So that would be my next kind of. I need to put some more effort on that angle.
I have 3 random questions.
Hit me.
So, you know those places, and they have them in LA, where people go where they're angry and they like throw plates?
Rage room.
Rage room.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on something like that?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. You want a short answer or a long answer?
Short answer. Second one that's kind of random, that I always kind of felt a certain way, and it kind of was like more on the negative side. Yeah. And like you kicked off your story of just like really liking like the fight or whatever when you first started. Yeah. But what is up with this whole industry of like the women like wearing nothing, like the hair and the nails and like kicking each other's asses? Like what is that?
You mean like pro boxers?
Yeah, but it just seems very like, it doesn't seem like a sport to me. I hope I'm not offending you. I don't know.
No, I'm not.
But like some of like it just seems like what they're wearing and their boobs are out and it's like people are like there watching that as if because like it doesn't seem like it's about the fight. It's about like the girls being hot hitting each other. Maybe more of like marketing that for some reason I'm in this feed of like these like hot girls like there was even like shows about this like the Bad Girls Club where like the girls are like kicking each other's asses. Like why is that a thing?
No, because like there was a girl, there was a pro fighter from Australia, legit like would kick my ass, like a legit pro fighter, not just like a roundabout, legit pro, good record, puts in the training. When she goes to her weigh-ins, she wears like pretty much sexy lingerie sort of thing. Yeah. And I think one time she won a fight and just took it off.
Okay, so that's just kind of like women empowerment. So, like I should be liking this, not hating it.
Well, not the thing is like, but I see everything from 2 sides. Like my thought is, you know what? It's a hard game to earn any money in. And you definitely don't get recognition for just like being good. Like like Conor McGregor, you got to talk a lot of shit to get your name out there, to get the fights, to get the money. Because you're getting beaten up for a living, and you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? If you can expose, like not literally expose yourself, if you can get exposure, and that gets you more money and more fights, I'm cool with it. Because like you are a real boxer.
And that is actually you're helping me. That is like a wall that I think I had to realize too. Even with Coffee and Crystals. Yeah. Sometimes when I post a certain way and look a certain way, I get way more views. Yeah. Then hopefully I'm gonna get a lot in this available sweatshirt. Because that was
like I would never wear that to a weigh-in or do that, but that's just me.
Yeah, but
I'm totally fine with someone. Yeah, like you know, if that's what you have to do, like it's good for you for being smart enough to I don't mean that in a bad way, like being smart enough to know like, hey, this is how I can get up there, rather than thinking you're gonna earn it on. Life doesn't give you what you're meant to get. You know, sometimes you got to go out and take it. So like, good for you for realizing that and doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
The good guy doesn't always win.
Right.
So if you got to do that,
the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a spiritual podcast. On Coffee and Crystals. Do you resonate with the word spirituality?
Big time, yeah. Okay. Honestly, I don't know if I have a clear answer. I always felt a presence of like connection to something. I always believe like what's for you won't pass you. When times were hard back when I was younger, like I would be praying to God. I'd see me nan always. It's funny, anytime I was trying to like do something, like when I was applying for that soccer job and 2 girls were getting it out 30, and I told me nan about it. She would always, anytime there was something on, she'd pray to St. Jude, who apparently is the patron saint of lost causes.
Is that Mary St. Jude?
No,
that's just St. Jude. Okay.
Yeah, just a saint. So like that was always, I saw that, and I always felt like I've been in scenarios where I'm like, wow, how lucky was that? But like, I didn't think it was luck. I was just like, wow, something or someone is taking care of me. And last year I actually got invited to church, and I went to church, and things just made sense. It's like when people, and some people might think I'm a bit weird, or some people might disagree, but I always used to think like, tell the universe what I want, and it kind of shapes it for you. But I truly believe the universe is God. There's a God up there, and he gives you what you're meant to have. Because you could say to the universe, like, just drop a bag of cash here for me, yeah, in a mansion, like.
Yeah, I say that sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, exactly. Like,
see, it goes with everything.
It literally does. And like, I do believe like what you put out there, and like pray, like, and this might sound what's that word?
Woo woo.
Yeah, or like ignorant a bit. Like, you have these crystals and you have a ritual and you pray to them and use the moon for that, right? And I love that. And my version of that is like, I have God and I talk to him, and I say like if I'm meant to have it, or like just direct me here, I'm lost, I can't think. And then the next day, boom, here's a sign in your face. I'm like, thank you for that sign. So like, the universe does that for some people, God does that for some people. Other people have like their lucky rabbit's foot, whatever it is, but there's definitely something.
Finley looked up.
Yeah, you got your rabbit's foot. There's definitely something more than us. And for me, that is like God. And like, I feel the presence, like, you know, and I pray to him when I'm like, direct me here, because there's 4 roads and none of them make sense. And you kind of get, you know, if I ignore that and go that road, like I said earlier, life pings you back around to where you're meant to be.
Yeah. I think that there's a strong message that I always am reminded by even just like that statement is, ask and you shall receive. And
Yeah.
I think, to your point, and that doesn't mean like ask for the money and you should receive, because you will get the sign. Sometimes I think people just stop. They get out of themselves. They get out of the inward feeling. They stop talking to their inner roommate.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't get signs and clarity, because they literally get so busy in this rat race that they stop praying, or they stop asking. They stop writing out what it is they want. Like, how are you going to get what you want if you're not sitting down and being still and asking higher power, God, whatever that means to you? Maybe it's just you. Maybe it's just your to-do list.
Yeah. And it's so true. And then sometimes I think, because we live in a world of like, I'm hungry, DoorDash, I need to get somewhere, Uber. So like, oh, I need some money. Next day, oh, the bag of cash didn't fall here. But like, a client could knock on your door like, hey, can you train me? So it may not be $1 million, but it's an opportunity to go make some money. And who knows what that might turn into. Like, you know, it'll grow, or that person might recommend you to someone else. You're not promised the easy road, but you're given a road. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, you're just kind of stuck.
Exactly. You got a space on the map. What about purpose? Do you feel like you are here on Earth and you have a specific purpose?
That's a tough one, because like, I know for sure I was meant to box.
Okay.
And like that pull, and then the opportunity, and then turn my life around. I would not be living in America without boxing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, because I feel like that is me purpose, but like, I feel like that's more like a tool for me purpose. I still don't know. Like,
which is, I think, still like a powerful thing of how much it has brought to your life. So
yeah, big time.
I think that makes sense to say that boxing is your purpose, and since you're still on Earth, you're still on your journey of what that continues to look like for you.
Exactly.
Like, that's your vehicle.
Yeah, it's me vehicle.
Yeah, but you did mention that you really like drumming, which I never knew about you. So I need more drumming content.
So I have this theory when I do things, or like, because I can have a million hobbies sometimes, right? And then if you're too busy doing everything, you're actually doing nothing, sort of thing, right?
Jack of all trades.
So I have this rule in my head, like, if I'm gonna think about it on my deathbed, I need to do it. So like, I used to do tattoos, right?
I don't think I realized how many tattoos you had.
I'm getting like,
I love it.
proper covered now. So I used to be doing tattoos. I used to be doing A, B, C, D, E and tattoos, and I didn't have time to do anything And I was like, I need to stop. I need to drop one ball and continue with the rest. So I stopped doing tattooing, but I remember saying in my head, like, when I'm 99, hopefully, on my deathbed, will I say, oh man, I wish I kept doing tattooing. And I was like, nah, like I'm good. I'm good with it. Like I've been there, done that. I'm happy to leave it. Drumming is the only thing that eats me. I'm like, if I don't try, and I don't know what the try is yet. I don't know what the road is. I play and I love playing and I keep playing. I don't know if I need to go be in a band or like, I don't know what that journey is. But when I'm 99, if I was to stop drumming today, when I'm 99 on my deathbed, I would 100% regret not doing it more.
That gave me a little bit of a chills because I can resonate with that. And I think if every day we try to remind ourselves of that a little bit more, that could be really centering for a lot of people.
Yeah. What's your deathbed regret?
Yeah, like everything can feel so important.
Yeah.
But when you just kind of like look at your life from like a telescope.
Yeah.
Or from your deathbed.
Yeah.
That's a lot of how Shavasana, how everybody, the shirts, like I'm here for Shavasana with yoga, but Shavasana is corpse pose. It's a death pose. And it is kind of a symbolism in the practice of where that's one thing we all have in common is death. So how are you going to live your life here on earth? Because you're going to die. So it's not just like, oh, it's over. Finally, I got my Shavasana. It is like a daily reminder that you're going to die. But not in like a morbid way. In a reality, it's happening way.
Yeah, it's true. And it's like, if you're just like, we all have bills to pay, right? But we also all have time to chase something that sets your soul on fire a bit. So like, find like, you know what I mean? Like zoom out from the stressful. It can be stressful every day, like when you're trying to make ends meet or you've got a lot of, people that are trying to take your attention away. Like, but just think like, what? Because you talk to everyone, like people, and people think they have to age out of a dream as well. Like once they're 50 plus, like, oh, I always thought I'd open a candy store, or I always thought I'd write a book, and it's like, you're 50, you're not dead. It doesn't. Your dreams don't end. Like, there's no age limit on a dream. Do it now. Like there's never a right time, and like.
And listen to your story. It's like continues to be difficult.
I
love that about the show too, and having people like you sitting here, and it just so many great things, but so many goals and so much ambition to kind of like realize like this isn't over. This is like kind of the beginning.
Yeah, and I'll leave you with one like thing that always like, ooh, that slaps. It's like, because people have their like, oh, I've got my safe job, I've got my safe routine, right? But like, let's say you've got a relationship you don't like and a job you hate and a situation you're just not happy in, but like it's safe and it's comfortable and you've been in it forever, sort of thing. Would you rather take certain misery or go like, let's say you've always wanted to move to New York and write a book, right?
Did you just say that? Or are you pulling my heartstrings? Go.
All right. So take the certain misery you have, which is safe, or go and have uncertainty, which is like, could be misery or could be like happiness the rest of your life every day. So like, oh yeah, but I'm not sure, like the uncertainty is like, ooh, but what if it doesn't work out? Yeah, but you have certain misery. You know for a fact you're not going to enjoy every day for the rest of your life because you're already not and you haven't been for the last 10 years. Or would you go take a risk on uncertainty where there's a potential? So like, people don't take the risk because they're not sure what it looks like. So you'll take certain misery over uncertainty, where you have the potential and the control to make yourself happy. That's a mad one, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that. Look at you giving me all these chills.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Take the risk. That's so cool. And ow!
Yeah. It's definitely weird.
I have been telling people probably for the last 3 years that I want a neck tattoo.
Yeah.
So now
signs all over the place.
There's just signs coming at me.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you wanted to ask me or anything we didn't touch on that you would like the listeners of Coffee and Crystals on this full moon of March heading into April, spring season?
Have you got any, because I don't know too much about full moons and crystals, but I do a little bit. So it's usually a time to set like intentions and stuff, right?
Yeah, so new moons are usually really powerful for setting new intentions. Obviously, you can do that under the full moon, but full moon is really a time of gathering.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, like the brightness of the moon, you know, you need less street lights. Like people can stay out later. It's it's almost like the summer of every month because the moon is so bright. You know, you can kind of gather. It's time to, you know, maybe that's a night that you're meal prepping or having a dinner with your girlfriend or sharing some tea or having a chocolate ceremony. There is a sense of gathering. So that's why it's really cool if I can schedule these on new moon nights. And it just resonates with me because it is a gathering. But this one is the spring equinox happened last week, and then this is our full moon, our first full moon of spring, and it really does mark the real new year when you think of it in like a seasonal aspect. Because like we just kind of made up. I mean, you know, you didn't grow up in the U.S. Like we made up that January 1st is the new year. Like it's really like seasonal wise, moon wise. It's not the new year, but spring is like the mark of the new year. Then you go into summer, and then you like break it up into the real half of the year before you go to fall and winter. So this particular one is like no bullshit. Like if you want to really attack the power of this moon, it's you're letting go of last year's shit. You're gonna say, no, I'm making it to Kez this week. You know, this year I'm gonna be boxing again. It's the time to be like, no, actually this person makes me feel a certain way consistently. I am no longer having them in my life. So it is kind of like a reflection era, but this particular moon is like I'm not taking this into spring and summer. Like
so it's a drop
it's
of
powerful
bullshit.
Yeah, it's a drop of bullshit moon.
Drop the bullshit.
And like, you know, spring cleaning, like that phrase that you've heard all your life, it is a thing. So today my project is to like completely clean out my refrigerator and my kitchen cabinets. It's just an area, like you could just start with just a drawer today. Like, I'm gonna clean out that messy drawer that has all that shit everywhere, the pens everywhere. All those little things seem like an organizational housekeeping thing, but those things are really important to do around a full moon too, decreasing clutter. So it's like your rituals can all look different. Or it could just be like a self-care. I'm gonna do like a bubble bath tonight and like really just cleanse my body.
I'm doing that tonight with my drinks.
Great.
I've not been there for like a month because things have been so busy.
Give yourself some
and
time
I said,
to
like,
just jam out.
Take
a bubble bath. That will be your full moon ritual. Love that.
Nice.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I am super excited that you got to meet Kez today. If you are local in Dubai,
if you live in Los Angeles or Dubai,
then you're going to have to check out Box and Burn. It's a lovely community, and that's a wrap.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, that was fun.
That was really fun.
You're so good at this.
I mean, really. I'm like such a talker. I was like,
I kept looking at